What's that sound? Where? It's aliens and they're living in your town. Damn. They have arrived. What? They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared of aliens?
What's up, everybody in Weird and Whatever Land? It is the Weird and Whatever podcast, and how the heck is everybody doing?
Doing well.
Good.
How you doing over there?
Doing great. Let's get right into it.
Just jumping.
I think I'm a little turkey tired, even though I only ate tofurkey, but I'm a little turkey tired.
Do you like are sides what thrive for you? Yeah, he does not like tofurkey. He doesn't want to hear about tofurkey.
No.
I made the tofurkey with AI.
Oh my gosh.
Two negatives make a positive.
Well, let's start it off by saying Happy International Ninja Day.
Hiya.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Happy Ninja Day. Remember when ninjas are really popular?
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a decline on ninjas.
Well, they started. Remember, there's been a lower number of ninjas. That's why they started that ninja college, because they're trying to get more ninjas going.
Are you already doing Denny's random facts?
It was an old random fact, but yeah, there's ninja college you can attend. They're trying to get more ninjas because of the art of ninja dying.
Now, does that mean they're so desperate for new ninjas they would take a big lug like me?
I think they'll train anyone. Have you ever seen Master Killer in the 36 Chambers?
Duh. Who hasn't?
It's one of the films where the Wu-Tang Clan really got a lot of their character names from, and that movie is awesome because in order to achieve what they're trying to achieve there, you have to go through the 35 chambers of Shaolin, and that's when the point of it all is he's very angry and he wants to fight. I'm gonna bore everyone for a second. He wants to fight, and then they go, well, then you got to do the chambers. He's like, all right, I'll just start on the last one, and they go, well, no, you have to start from the first one. He goes, I'm cool enough. I'll just start from. And he goes to the one, and the guy just kicks his ass. So he starts over. But what it does is it teaches you discipline and patience. And at the end, he doesn't even want revenge.
Wow, Denny's.
That's the whole point of it.
Quite fired up.
It's very good.
Wow. All right. Well, I think we have to put that on the Beckett has to watch list.
Okay, I agree.
So, Vicki, let's get into some of your stuff. How you been?
Good. How are you?
I'm just great.
Yeah, I know. I know. I heard.
Yeah, you can tell I'm
Yeah.
great. But how's school going?
It's okay. We're racing towards Christmas vacation, so
I think everyone's kind of trying to swim for the shore.
Everybody is just going, when? Get me out of here.
I feel like everyone is kind of like that.
I sort of feel like the world shuts down for about a week at least at the end of the year. And I know I know other people have to work, but I just feel like it's just such a different kind of vibe out there.
It's the senioritis of calendars. Right?
Yeah.
Well, so at this point, anything could potentially get pushed off to next year.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the goal, really, is push it all off to next year.
I think a lot of people try to.
Let's get into some Ask Vicki. Vicki is our psychic medium. She's also the leader of a ghost investigation team. I said that right?
close.
First question for Vicki. Can people bring ghosts into your house and just basically drop them off and leave? Almost as if they were dropping kids off to school.
I don't think too many people could do that intentionally. I know that people do have attachments, and if somebody walks in with an attachment and that attachment says, hey, this is a better place to hang out, they could. I just don't think a lot of people do it on purpose. I've seen Amy Allen from the Dead Files. I've seen her go to cases where there was a spirit there, and she voluntarily told them to follow her home so that she could, help them from her house. But yeah, I don't think it's too common for somebody just to, be dropping them here and there.
Okay. Now, let's say Beckett has got a ghost attached to him. He goes to some fancy horse farm. Mm-hmm. They love it there. He leaves it. They're good. It's like planting a seed, a ghost seed, if you will.
Yeah, they could. But most of the time, if a person has an attachment, that spirit is attached to that person or that location. So they may veer off, almost like going on vacation for a little bit, but they're always going to return to whoever they were attached to or the area they were attached to.
Do you find more spirit is attached to other humans or land or property?
That's a tough one. I think there's a lot more spirits attached to people than I used to give credit. I really do. And I always question myself as an investigator when I go in someplace. I always said, well, what if I have an attachment? So every time I'm getting all these EVPs, I'm thinking it's for that location. What if I have an actual attachment and they're just talking to me because I have the recorder out? So that's something I've always debated, the legitimacy of some of the EVPs for that reason, that they might be my own personal spirit.
And the other thing, too, is we always rule everything out
Right.
first, and then we go back and say, all right, was that Beckett talking? No, it
Right.
wasn't Beckett. We eliminate, and then we...
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
See, I've learned a lot.
Yes, you have.
Good
Would
student.
you notice a pattern if you, say, a ghost was following you opposed to just going to different locations? Would you notice a pattern that they would do?
Yeah, like in my case, like if I were getting the same EVP over and over again every place I went, the same voice, I'd be like, okay, this one's mine.
It's clearly following
Yeah.
you.
it's clear.
What if you have a lot of failed relationships? Is that potentially the ghost fault that's attached to you?
No, it's your fault.
It could be sabotaging me. I never know.
No, if that's true, I'll take that excuse too.
Okay, fair enough.
Next question. Can Vicki share how she does her whole psychic photograph process? You look at a picture and you get a feel, and it was a pretty lengthy email. I cut it down. But do you ever, what's your percentage in your opinion when you look at a picture? Do you feel you're 98% Rotten Tomatoes?
I would say at least 95.
Oh.
Every once in a while, somebody's picture sneaks in. A lot of the times, if I look at a picture and I'm not getting anything at all, it's because that person's been deceased like 20 years or something. Whereas, if someone has more recently gone to the other side, those are easier. The living people, I'm like 98, 99 when it comes to the living and looking at their picture. And I don't know. I mean, that's just my thing. All psychic mediums use things to get them started. Like my daughter uses tarot, and that just, she pulls the cards and then she gets the impressions and she gets the spirits telling her things based on the cards. I just use pictures as my jumping off point.
Now, let me ask you this. Let's say I bring you a picture, and I know this person's a dick face. I know that they are. And I give it to you, and I'm trying to just test the waters to see if you go, this guy's great. What an amazing person. Is that trickery and that doesn't count?
No, I mean, I always give whatever is honestly coming through. So if they're really a dickhead, I mean, I'm gonna figure it out. I probably wouldn't say it that way, but I'd figure out a nicer way. And you can tell, like, when somebody gives me a picture and it's negative that I get, they can tell that I'm trying really hard to be positive, and I'm like, well, let me see. And they're like, no, you can be honest. Go ahead.
Just give it to me straight,
Yeah.
Doc.
Yeah.
Beckett, thoughts, comments on this craziness?
I don't know. I'm into it.
Very good. Let's
That sounds like a Denny's answer.
let's
Totally.
I appreciate the feedback, man. Way to keep it going. I thought this was a really cute question because it came from a kid.
Aw.
Yeah, so I guess we can make fun of it, but it's so sweet.
It would be very harsh.
Can you be haunted by just a body part, like a leg? Can a leg just, Vicki?
Or like even a prosthetic leg or a...
Yeah. I mean, I haven't come across it. I mean, anything's possible. I always say about the paranormal, never say never. Anything could be possible, but it's not likely.
Could you have a ghost eye or a ghost thigh?
Or some people, when they have organ transplants, they say that they'll sometimes have, I don't know, thoughts about the person or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like if someone gets like a limb taken off, the living person still feels that pain from that missing limb for a really long
The
time.
phantom pains.
Yeah, so maybe there could be something like, empathically that goes on if it's a, random body part. I don't
How
know.
horrifying would it be to be haunted by just some random leg? You just always hear it kind of right behind you trotting. You look back, it's the leg. Boo.
Well, the other thing could be, let's just say it's a human spirit. That may be the only thing it manifests. So it could be an entire spirit, but when it manifests or the person is interacting with it, all they see is that one particular body part.
What would be the most horrifying body part to turn into a ghost to haunt you?
Penis.
Is it penis or
what I
is
was
it,
gonna
is it a set of balls? I don't know. There's
Well,
two of
probably
them.
together, right? Would you separate them in death?
Well, that's why it'd be haunting you. They got separated.
I mean, I guess that's even scarier.
If they did the 1, 2, 3, I mean, you have one, the dick, and then the two balls on the side slapping you or booing you.
Or coming like raptors from the sides. You got
Yeah.
one on each.
I'm with you, Dennis. and Beckett. Vicki, you don't have to answer that question.
I'd say a hand, though, right? Would be the second scariest.
Hand.
Like, I'd say the female anatomy's not as scary to haunt you.
No.
That's why nobody suggested it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move along.
On that note.
On that note, so somebody wanted the Guardian update. that if you don't mind, Vicki, if you want to catch everybody up on what you think is right,
Okay.
being a bouncer at my bedroom door.
What was it? A couple weeks ago, I came in and I walked through what I identified as a guardian. And I know that people said I haven't heard Vicki say guardian before. Listen, when I come across something that I've never seen before, whatever verbiage comes out of my mouth, that means somebody is telling me that. Like, I didn't think and say guardian. All of a sudden, guardian came out of my mouth. I didn't walk in the same area tonight, so I can't tell you if it's still there. To me, a guardian typically is not a human spirit. So it could be something along the lines of an elemental, nature spirit type thing. It presented itself in a human form. However, I don't think that it was human. I do think that there was a reference. This is my second time mentioning Amy Allen tonight. There was a reference in one of the episodes where she talked about a guardian, and she related it to Native Americans. So it could be. All I know is that word flew out of my mouth. So it came from somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Denny's guardian.
So I remember the guardian talk. I remember there's also the tickler. Is there just
The tickler's still around.
a collection of you've just let in?
The tickler is still around. But the one thing that's driving me slightly mad, that I'm trying to figure out what it is, it's really playing with me, is it's going to sound crazy. It's this very soft, faint, like 1920s sounding, and I cannot. I'll turn everything off, and I can't figure out where it's coming from. It sounds like it's coming from either the pipes or the floor or the walls, but I know it's coming from within the house. But everything is turned off, and I'll try to go to bed. I'll try to turn the thunderstorms on, and I can still hear this weird.
Is it music from the 1920s?
It sounds like music. It sounds like if somebody had something in the background, like a fountain going on, you could hear it through a fountain. And I know I only use fountain because I have a fountain around here. I've been turning that off.
Friend of mine.
No, I've been turning everything off.
Okay,
I'm still hearing that shit.
I was going to ask if you're turning it off.
Yes, I really have been.
I mean, honestly, you have played so much of that type of music. It could just be kind of a place memory, and your house is just playing it over and over again without a spirit being involved. I don't know.
Fucking horrifying.
Well, yeah.
I love it. It's perfect.
Well, you love 20s music, so at least it's not, Black Eyed Peas or something.
Oh my gosh. A little boom boom pow. Oh,
If that's all you ever heard.
oh my gosh.
The house would be on the market.
Oh, 2008. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that's pretty much the update. It's just that music thing that's been just trying to figure what that is.
What could that be?
I don't know.
So-
Denny's.
I don't know, but just an aside here, something, and it wasn't Beckett. Something actually just touched my ankle.
Oh, is it the tickler?
I don't know. It's on my ankle.
I like how you emphasize it wasn't Beckett.
Well, it's
anyone
just because he's
listening-
next. Because he's next to me, and somebody's gonna say, that was just Beckett.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I'm a good tickler.
Do you have feelings? Do you have feelings? Do you have
Yes, I do.
feelings?
I do have.
Do you have feelings, Bird?
I do have feelings.
Do you have
Too many.
feelings?
I think I have a one.
Because Lucille Ball, remember, she was driving that one time, and she started picking up. They were sending, I think, codes to Russia or something. It was and it picked it up in her fillings, and she reported it.
Is this real?
It is. She was on a talk show talking
Well,
about it.
that does not make it real.
Well, you're right. You're right. People did think she was crazy for that.
I'm just saying.
But I think there are cases where fillings will pick up old radio.
Damn, I'm listening to old Russian music.
That's what I'm wondering, if you're getting maybe your fillings picking up old.
I think there was some like conspiracy theories because Ricky Ricardo connected to Cuba, communism.
That's what they call it, and she did get claimed as crazy for
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
which
Wow.
kind of sucked.
Wow. Well, that's the update. We shall keep on trying to find that music. Always try to find that. music.
The what they were saying, the Native American makes sense because it seems like that would be more of an elemental type spirit.
I mean,
yeah, would be a Native American. At least to
Totally.
my layperson brain.
But to your, I thought elementals were down in this place. I thought they were. We love elementals.
Well,
we love elementals.
Yeah, you may love elementals, but there's always going to be disgruntled ones that are going to be like,
Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
it's like employees.
Yeah, they probably
Exactly.
elementals probably are on the same frequency spectrum as humans, right? You can be
Right.
angry, you can be
Exactly.
agitated, you can be cool, you could be.
Yeah.
I don't find the tickler to be angry. I find them to be curious.
The first word I get is annoying.
Annoying.
Sounds like,
Absolutely.
sounds like a Batman character.
The tickler. Absolutely.
The Riddler, the Tickler, the Joker.
Are we able to pull up those horrifying composite sketches.
Yes.
So something about a composite sketch, since I was a child, has always scared the hell out of me. They used to run a thing called Crime Stoppers. I don't know if you remember that here locally. And I'd be watching TV at 12:30 at night as like an 11-year-old kid, and that would come on that showed the creepiest composite of somebody that's on the loose that they're looking for. And it used to scare the shit out of me. So I believe our sweet Denny's is going to show it off to the...
So I have it up on... I'm pulling it up for the guys here so they can see it, but I have it up for the people watching.
Look at some of these composite drawings. They are horrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be... The third one on the top looks like...
Oh, terrifying.
I mean, imagine waking up to that.
It's pretty great because, you think about how hard that job would be. You're describing something to them and they're drawing it in the moment, trying to... And so sometimes it probably comes out extremely horrifying or...
The one guy looks like evil Randy Pennington.
Straight down middle. Yeah, I saw
He
it.
looks like my dad.
What good does a composite of a guy in a full ski mask do?
So I'm wondering.
Good call.
Well, I think on that case, that's what the suspects looked like, and they wanted to throw the whole thing in there
I
to
see.
jog a memory.
Yeah.
But to your point, yeah, there's one that looks like Dracula.
One guy looks like V for Vendetta
Yeah.
on the top.
Now, if I describe
Guy Fawkes.
you're a good drawer, Denny's. If
thank you.
if I had to describe somebody, would you be able to draw 'em?
You know, that'd be a funny test. I wonder. I'd be down to try it. But it's kind of so tough. You gotta.
I
That's
think
such a tough job.
you're the dude to do it.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, well, maybe we'll put you to the test when we do our little investigation. I will describe any spirits I come across, and
And I'll draw them.
we'll get
I
you
love
to draw them.
I love it.
Also,
So
I'll plan a mugging. You won't know when it's going to happen, or for myself, and then I'll describe what happened.
all right.
So
Plan
we
the
get-
mugging and then
yeah.
describe it to me, and then yes, we'll get it. And for people listening, I think we have a tentative date on possibly going over to Beckett's house to do an investigation
Ooh,
coming
the
up.
tease is starting. I like it.
I got the team together, so we're good on my end.
Just to throw out as part of the tease, my house is 1926 in a very old area of West Palm.
That's awesome.
And that's all you're going to say.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. We don't want to give.
Spoilers back here. Well, with all that said, I think it might be time for some
Denny's
random facts. Our sweet Denny's is just the best at hunting on the internet, getting the best factoids out there. Sometimes he does break out that Britannica, that encyclopedia. He gets those old school facts. Vicki, our educator, she grades him. If she loves it, she gives him an A. If she does not like it, she'll give him an F or a D. It's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year.
She's
It's the end of
disgruntled.
the year. Yes, it's right.
Yeah, but I'm happy because the break's coming, so you have a really good shot at
It's
it.
true. We're grading on a curve, I heard too, so
Yep.
that helps.
Denny's, the floor is yours.
All right. So I just looked this up because I saw somebody, and would you guys ever do this, or what do you guys think about the future of this? But as of this year, there are currently 500 people cryogenically frozen to be resuscitated in the future when technology is available. Some of them are young. They're not even that old, and they froze themselves in hopes that technology in the future could resuscitate them. There's 4 major companies that do it, but some of them are dead. There's 256 dead bodies that are completely dead, and they got frozen afterwards in hopes that in the future they could possibly have medicine that could bring them back to life. Some of the people are older at the end of their life, but there's a fair amount of people, about 80 people who are not that old that did this, in hopes that in the future they would be brought back to life and they could see what you wouldn't be able to see in one lifetime, I guess.
My guess is that most of the 80 probably had some terminal disease or something.
It's a good call. You could have a terminal disease and you go into the future with a possible cure. That would be a good reason for cryogenics,
Yeah.
I would say.
That would be the only reason. Because otherwise, what are you doing?
Some people are trying to extend their lives.
I just always fear there's going to be some kind of Encino Man situation.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden with Pauly Shore at a high school.
The weasel. That would be rough. So I guess my fear would be that the company goes out of business or we lose electricity and we have to come up with a new form of power. What happens in that case? But the waiting list with celebrities included is so extensive. There is a ton of people who want to do this, I guess, at some point.
Here's the great thing. As a business model, you're not going to have anyone complaining.
You're right. It's probably one of the easiest businesses to run.
Would you want to live forever? Let's say you were even at great health and everything was amazing. Would you want to live forever, or is that just not the way we're designed to be?
I think it's a curse, unless everyone did, which would be horrible. I mean, geez. But if only you did, it would be torture, right?
That would be pretty bad.
Because you become emotionless.
Well, you would just have to adapt to every changing situation, and you would just realize everything's going to be changing constantly, and who knows what the hell's going to be going on.
You just do a lot for society. You kind of try to make lemonade out of lemons, right? And just be like, all right, I'm the guy that you're like the continuity person. You're like, yeah, well, Roosevelt wouldn't have done it that way because of X, Y, and Z, right? You had experience of all these different societies, right? So you can be advisors. Like football teams, like we kept a coach that was with Bobby Bowden at Florida State, and he's like kind of assistant head coach, and you know he's like one of the main advisors in the room, right? Because it kind of keeps a thread of continuity.
I love it,
Very
Vicky.
good, yeah.
What do you think of that
Nope.
fact? No, damn.
No, nope for me. I don't want to be frozen. The fact, I'll give him a B.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe
Yeah.
a C for cryogenics.
I thought about going that low, but no. It's close to the holidays.
It's just weird. I looked into it, why people would do it. Some people
What's
are
the
saying
cost?
it's expensive. It's pretty much rich people are the only people doing this.
So what's the thing that Ted Williams, the baseball player, did? There's
So I think Walt Disney's also like a person they say froze themselves, but those would be people who died and then got frozen. Some people got frozen before. Obviously, it kills you, but
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, it slows you down till you stop.
the rumor, and just a rumor, that the Hall of Fame baseball player Ted Williams had his head and his body frozen, or that was at least one of the rumors, and that he's eventually gonna want to come back and be a great hitter again.
Break some records.
Yeah, I don't know about the head thing. Am I getting that mixed up with Walt? Did Walt just have his head frozen?
So no, Ted Williams, his head and body were cryopreserved separately. I don't think for any sort of resuscitation though. I think they were just.
Gonna put his head on another body?
I don't know. Maybe just keep it.
Well, that was an episode of the Golden Girls. They had agreed to freeze themselves, and then when they came back, they were just heads. They didn't have bodies.
Oh
So
my-
yeah, I guess he did want to come back to life as a head.
I don't remember that episode, and I'm watching it tonight.
That's amazing, by the
That's
way.
Yeah.
amazing.
And Sophia was the only one who managed to get matched up with a new body.
Golden Girls had some crazy storylines, man. There was the one where I believe it was Betty White's character.
Kills.
She kills him having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our sweet Rose.
She does.
Oh my God. There was some other effed up situations in there.
There were different strokes. Probably has some of the weirdest ones.
There was one of them thought they had HIV because it was the more you know kind of an episode.
It was Rose who had gotten a blood transfusion.
God, yeah, I thought you were about to say something else.
No,
kind of
no.
blood.
No, a blood transfusion, and she at one point she lashes out because she's thinking that Blanche should have been the one that possibly had it because Blanche was a hoe.
That's right. That was the big dramatic
Yeah.
moment. Damn.
That's hilarious.
That's so. As a kid, you're watching that going, I don't know. I don't know if that was even a kid's show, though, was it?
No,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have been a kid show.
Shouldn't have been. All right, Denny's, you're cooking, baby.
What do you guys think about this? And I guess it's always just blows my mind. We were talking one time about how we thought internet was, maybe done wirelessly or something, but a majority of it's just cables that go through the ocean and they connect all the continents. I think one got disconnected. They reconnect recently too. But that aside, just more stuff you find out about the internet that just kind of blows up the secret of it. But the internet is controlled by 14 people with 7 security keys. Those 14 people have access to what is the DNS, which is what all internet functions off as far as the search engine and such controlling the internet. But they check in 4 times a year to make sure everything's running well and to update security systems to see if there's any wasted websites and such that are, dead or whatever. And then they just wipe those out to kind of keep it fresh. But they basically, those 14 people are in control of all of the internet. If anything happened so they have 14 people in case something happens to 13 people. There's still one left.
That's kind of like the internet Illuminati.
So yeah, it's super important because those 14 people are super important, but also they spread it out so that you can't. I mean, I don't think they're ever in the area together as like a security measure, but that's who controls the internet. Now they don't influence anything that happens on the internet. A lot of that's algorithms and stuff,
Yeah,
search engines and such.
We've talked about what happens if we go off the grid and the internet goes down. Someone sent me an email and said it would, even with the backup, things would be next level awful. It would really kind of screw everything up.
Oh,
Now, I don't know how accurate this person was, but it was a pretty lengthy email saying if the internet went down and we even went on a backup system, he goes, it would cause mass chaos.
Well, so think about it right now. It's probably been built on as it's been built. It's not. It came out the internet and it started getting big, so they probably just started attaching, extra servers and stuff, and then they created these air conditioned server rooms that are frozen cold, and they just kept adding more stuff, making more server things. It's kind of like built very clumsily at first, especially. You would think there's no way there could be a backup. The backup would be so bad. It just think about how much stuff's on that.
Well, it depends on what kind of backup you're talking about, because you have different tiers, right? You have Xfinity, you have AT&T over the phone lines and fiber. Then now you have...
You're right. There's different types of internet.
Now you have SpaceX with their
Starlink internet, satellite internet.
So you kind of have redundant systems on internet. But, in these server farms, as far as I understand, they're also redundant, right? Like,
yes.
They
back up a lot.
They back up a lot, and GoDaddy has a certain amount of server farms and at different locations. But, I think if North Korea sent one of those, we talked about it one of the podcasts, one of those EMPs, I mean, I could take out everything. I don't know, and we don't have landlines anymore. We don't have payphones anymore.
You're right. If we lost cellular,
well, that's what scares me.
No landlines. You're right. I didn't even think about that. There's no way of contacting anyone.
Well, do we go back to a certain way of life?
You would have to.
I think that should be a government holiday where, society for a day, once a year. No.
They can't. No, they can't do it.
No.
Not to use the internet or tech? Is that what you're gonna say?
It's just it's an analog day. It's one day.
You shut off internet just so people remember, kind of like the Hunger Games, so you remember.
I love it.
Just an analog day.
I love it, you little romantic. But people need their porn. They need their TikTok. They can't last.
You can have that 364 days, but I think it's regrounding. I actually think that it will be a new industry where people will, how we talk about nature washing and things like that. It'll be a new industry where people purposely go to unplug.
Oh, I agree. I just think that the technology cat is out of the bag and it's over, Vicki.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's technical heroin.
Yep.
It is, but
dopamine hits.
14 people.
14 people.
14 people.
Danny, great.
14 important people.
Okay, so questions. How do you get that job, number one, and how much does it pay?
So the positions, as far as I can tell, have not changed in 15 years. It's the same 14 people. They have not changed. So
like
I don't know if there is a hiring or I think they were just the people around when the system, it's called the DNS system, which you'll see if you go into the
They're a bunch of potheads.
They're either
I saw the
potheads
team,
or they're aliens from Mars. It's
Totally.
It's one of the two.
But yeah, nothing's changed. There's actually not even much information on these people at all. I had to really dig to even find what I found.
Now in the
on
United
them.
States, we have assassins out there. Imagine someone just had like a hit on all 14 people.
Oh yeah, there's always been assassins.
Yeah, there's always been assassins.
We just never. If you're a good assassin, you never hear about it.
Well, we talked about the whole John Lennon thing when it's kind of like the same story that's going on from yesterday, where the shooter was just kind of hanging out, waiting for the guy to walk by to shoot him for the. The same thing happened to John Lennon. He was walking out with where he lives at with Yoko Ono. The guy took a picture with him, and then a couple hours later, he waited for him and killed him.
Gosh, that sucks.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
I believe there's a picture too.
Gosh.
Right before, like hours before. Do you remember?
Yeah,
that
I
at all?
remember he met him earlier.
Yeah.
And then he got killed by him.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You don't remember that at all? Do you remember when Lennon?
Yeah, I remember.
You do. Was that
I'm
a big-
also old enough. I remember when Reagan got shot too.
roughly the same time.
I actually stayed home from school that day.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I-
It was all over the TV.
I get it.
I think Reagan was 81. I think Lennon was 80. But I don't know. What, Reagan? Reagan got shot in 81, and
Yeah,
then
it would have been during it.
Lennon got shot in 80.
I was born in 82, so I just missed it.
I'm pretty sure.
born
You're
in
making me now. I feel like I'm in school and I fucked up the assignment. I'll double check.
Well, we'll give Denny's a B for that one. He's,
right.
he's still holding the B.
Good job.
What do you guys think about this? I guess it just shocked me how old these things are. But sharks predate trees. They're so old that they existed before the trees, and I go, well, how the hell could that be? You know? And so,
You say it just like, well, how can that
I was like,
be?
what the heck is this about?
Very sexy.
Because there was no land when sharks were around?
Well, so marine life was flourishing at this era in time, but there was nothing on the actual land masses. It was no dinosaurs yet. This is pre-dinosaurs. Sharks predate dinosaurs as well. They're one of the oldest creatures ever to exist, but there was nothing on the lands. But a lot of our oxygen, I looked up how much of our oxygen comes from the ocean, and they say 60% of our oxygen comes from the ocean. So what it was creatures hadn't developed enough to come out and then breathe carbon dioxide and to create, so the plants could have something to grow with. So they just didn't exist on land forever. But sharks are around well before trees. Sharks are 450 million years old, and trees are 420 million years old.
That's why I don't go swimming in dark water. I respect my elders.
Definitely respect sharks. Yeah, they predate dinosaurs, insects, mammals, and trees. They've survived 5 mass extinctions.
Even cockroach?
They predate insects.
Huh.
Dinosaur and sharks.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a home run for me.
Even crazier, sharks existed before Saturn developed rings. They've figured out that Saturn got rings 100 million years ago.
Damn.
It's crazy, right?
And you wonder, too, back then, how different the sharks were. How insane they must have been.
They were very different.
Yeah.
So
They're probably like 2 school buses.
About 1,000% with horns.
yeah, they were definitely crazy, and plants were very crazy back then. The system was so messed up, I guess, compared to how it is now, that the leaves were all very tiny. They couldn't produce big leaves. So it was weird.
I would love to go back to that time, just for 10 mins, just to kind of see what the hell's going on out there. I thought it was great, Denny's.
Well, I'm just saying, how old sharks? Who would have known that those are the oldest damn things there are?
Can't believe they haven't made a movie about that yet. That'd be cool.
They've made so. What do you like? What kind of movie?
Like 450 million years ago, someone time travels and they're around with big sharks and no trees.
I thought you were doing a Josh joke.
Oh, no. I was just saying, like, I mean, there's a bunch of shark movies, but I guess, yeah, doing the old shark.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Vicky, what do you think of that?
Well, that's easily an A.
That's an A.
Easily.
I was shocked because I couldn't believe how old. I thought trees would have been the first damn thing ever, right?
You sound shocked.
I was shocked.
I love that factoid. That's kind of up there with bicycle face.
Totally. It's just random that they predate dinosaurs. Dinosaurs didn't. So even crazier, I saw a stat that said T-Rex lived closer to the age of humans than he did to the age of Stegosaurus. So Stegosaurus was in one of the first, the Triassic or whatever, and then the later Cretaceous was the T-Rex. So that period was an even larger gap, which we just consider all dinosaurs just lived at the same time or whatever, than it was from humans. We've actually lived closer to the T-Rex than the Stegosaurus did to the T-Rex.
Me and Denny's have been really upping up on our dinosaur
Lots
facts.
of dinosaur talk here.
Just because of the dinosaur garden, all these kids now, they quiz us on dinosaurs, and sometimes we don't have our shit together. So now we don't look like bitches anymore in front of these kids. We got our dinosaur facts together. Denny's really is good at them.
So I do have an affinity for dinosaurs, but also
Who
sharks.
doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't, right?
Who doesn't other than Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia hates dinosaurs.
Is that it, Denny's? You have one more.
This one was kind of just funny. Should we end with a funny one?
Yeah.
Here? All right, a funny one. Humans are the only animal on the planet that has a chin. There's no other animal that has a chin. Not another creature. Chimpanzees are close. Gorillas, Neanderthals didn't even have chins. They have kind of just a jaw that ends. Also, elephants and manatees look like they have a jaw protrusion, but that's not actually a chin. It doesn't qualify on the way that it's shaped. Humans are the only creatures that have a protrusion chin.
I kind of want to argue that, but I can't think of an animal with a chin.
I looked at AI. I asked Beckett's friend AI and to find. Just go to Google and type animals with chins, and you're gonna get that description right there.
Wow, I'm stunned.
I thought it was crazy too.
Jay Leno's evolved.
So some humans got big chins, so they don't know why or what the purpose of chins is. They scientists are baffled by this. They think maybe it was a mating. A strong chin indicated some sort of possibility of encouraging a mate. They thought maybe they just honestly have no idea. They thought maybe it was a deformity that seemed to have just occurred and then continued through the genes.
Cave people had chins, though.
So humans,
Sapiens.
Homo sapiens do have chins, but not Neanderthal, which they also say is very closely related to humans, prehistoric humans.
Yeah, we need to talk more about that situation. That blows my mind as well.
They got no chins, dog. Weird though, right? You would think definitely a Neanderthal's got chin.
You would think. Vicky, I mean,
That's an A.
Somebody says
That's an
horse
A.
chin. Nah, the horses don't. I also read somewhere that horse saliva used to be used back in the day as an aphrodisiac for libido.
you put it on your dick?
No,
you
I think they
drink it?
drank it. I think they drank it, man. That's disgusting.
What's worse, rubbing it on your dick or drinking it? I think drinking it.
That sounds like Sophie's Choice.
You're right. There's no winners here.
Who are you fooling? You would be the first one. First one to do it if it did that.
Oh, wow.
So I think even modern science,
$20 is $20.
modern science says there is something behind it, I guess, but I don't know if it works the way they thought it did back in the day.
Wow. I got to tell you, Denny's a great round. Great round. Chinless horses.
I was like, nobody's got a chin. What?
We got some Tech It with Beckett coming up. But first, I want to talk to you guys about this. Have you seen this thing called the practice of ocean screaming? You go out to the ocean and you scream out your emotions. It's supposed to clear all the stress out. It's supposed to relax you. It's supposed to ground you. It's one of those things where, you walk in you ever see those things where you scream or you break something? It's supposed to release some kind of, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Vicky?
It's supposed to release like tension.
Right. I mean, as human beings, most of us bottle things up and we don't get it out. I think it's a great idea.
I did get mad yesterday. I was having such tech rage, and I let out a big, like a scream. And at first, I was like, I was mad, and then I kind of relaxed. I go, that kind of felt good.
Yeah.
I didn't throw anything. I just screamed. Nobody was here.
I think that's kind of the theory behind those rage rooms where people go and they just smash TVs and stuff.
Now, is that crazy if a person just does that and they never hurt anybody? I feel like you look like a psycho if you're in a rage room, and then no one expects you. He doesn't hit anybody. He's a pacifist.
Yeah, the rage rooms are kind of, I don't know. There's one right by my house. I see people go in it.
Well,
Weird.
I think there's something to it because I'm pretty much a dove, but I don't get in fights.
This is a funny way of describing it.
It's Dove.
But if I hit my pinky on a piece of furniture, my pinky toe, like I'm gonna drop some F-bombs, and I think I feel a lot better, and it's gonna hurt a lot worse. Like there's something.
Studies have shown
something there.
that yelling a bad word does relieve pain temporarily.
Yes, my buddy Twigs dropped the
Oh,
couch
yeah.
on my toe, and I thought I broke it. I don't think it's broken because it is healing, but it was pretty bad. And you're right, just the curses, the screams, and it calms me a bit. Kind of helped with the pain as well.
Yeah.
Jen was sleeping, and Baby Lachlan went into the room, and I was working on a project, and I saw him, and last minute I ran over to get him, and he dropped that wrench right on my toe. It was right on my middle toe. It split my toenail in half, and it turned my entire toe blue. It's terrible.
Yeah, me and Dennis.
But I couldn't scream because I was trying not to wake up anyone, so I was just like, just that really loud breath.
I would love to see you give your loudest scream.
Oh,
Your most violent warrior's cry.
yes. I did a really loud breathe. I was like,
Do you guys have anything you do that's a little out there, weird, unique, that helps you kind of calm yourself? Or even if it's not weird, what do you do?
Yeah, it sounds like I have Tourette's. I use slang words like S word. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, because I'm so confused.
like, what do you like shucky dang darn?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I'm trying to think
shucks.
like old timey like.
Yeah.
No,
I don't even
No,
know.
are you thinking about the movies where someone has Tourette's and they're like ball hair?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
slut.
Is that the S word, slut?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. You can say that. Word.
Beckett, watch your mouth.
Whore. I don't know why. It's like a knee jerk thing that I do when I'm really upset.
Yelling horror would be pretty funny.
Especially if you're in your car and you don't think anyone's watching you. Whore, slut, whore.
That's me in traffic.
Hey, Barbara.
That's me in traffic.
Catch you at the office.
Yes, at my old station, someone was clearly going through something, and you're walking in the parking lot and they're screaming at themselves and going like this, grabbing
In their
the
what, car?
Yeah, in their car by themselves. They're screaming, and you walk by and you accidentally make eye contact with them, and they start, "Hey, how's it going, man?
Yep.
Good morning." You go, "Oh, shit, they are going through something."
I saw nothing.
I didn't see anything. Lunch is on me. Vicki, what do? You're stressed out?
At my old school, I had a very loud file cabinet drawer. So I would come in from cafeteria duty in just the right mood, and I would go and I would open it and I'd slam it shut. And if it was a really bad day, I would continue to do it for 5 to 10 minutes over and over again, and that would get out my frustration.
Very good. Denny's just...
I used to. So when I smoked cigs, I do the Ben Affleck. I go outside and just look up sadly. I never really yelled or anything. If I was super mad, I just have to separate from it.
You just smoke a cigarette.
Just sigh.
Kind of sighs, look sad out in
Yeah.
the distance.
That's what I would
That
do.
might be the best way to do it. And I'm against cigarettes.
Yeah, I sometimes air punch if I'm super mad.
I'll air punch sometimes. Air punch it. Yes.
Like something like that.
I will air punch. That'll tire me out a bit.
Yeah, I do that because back when I was young, you'd kick something and I would break something or knock something off, and I just my later self would be like, "You're so stupid. Why'd you do that?"
I
You
know.
know?
As soon as I get mad, within 10 seconds, I go, "You dope."
That's what, especially if you break something you like, it really just bums you out.
We did have a weird moment here today, once again.
It's true.
I was out in the backyard. Denny's is in here. He hears something smash. I wasn't even in here. I thought you guys had heard it. I walked back in here, and my favorite mug is destroyed, smashed to the high heavens in my kitchen, and we have no idea what happened.
Weird.
It was weird because I was loading. So I was in this room. Bird was outside tending to your fountain, and I heard a smash. And then you came in just moments later, and you asked me a question, and I was going to bring it up, but then I started addressing the question. So I just assumed it was all part of the same movement. And then you guys came in, I'd say,
Yeah, we
maybe like
didn't hear it.
35 to a minute after.
Yeah.
It was right after. So I thought everyone knew that it happened. I thought Bird was cleaning it because you were out there for a second, so I didn't know what you were doing. And then you said you weren't a part of that. That thing's been sitting there for a minute. I have no idea why it just did that out of nowhere.
Well, it's my favorite mug, and it's a bunch of friends together. It's the cryptozoology team. It's Bigfoot, a ghost. You've got Nessie, a mermaid. It's 4 of us, and then right down the middle, it's separated.
It sucks.
We can glue it back together.
No, there's no way.
I think it adds to the story.
Well, I mean, I won't be able to drink out of it. I'll be able to water plants with it.
You
just keep it
or
in
you
the
display
studio
it. It's a
as a
great
trophy.
story.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
definitely cut my wrist on that later. Accident, of course. Yeah, we'll always be friends together forever.
Not forever.
Obviously not.
Not forever. Oh, we're a ghost, right? Or on the other side? Or are we all not going to the same place, Vicki?
Well, I don't know. We have to get there first.
I thought you were all knowing.
I don't know. Jury's still out on you. I don't know.
A great job, everybody, thus far. I do want to go ahead and tease, or let's go ahead and get into it, Beckett. You got some Tech It with Beckett for us?
I do have some tech with Beckett. So no AI, show and tell. So this, I just rescued 2 dogs.
Is this a collar? So Beckett's putting on a collar right now.
It's a smart collar. So
A smart collar?
it's called a fee. I just rescued 2 dogs. Adopt, don't shop. And so I got these two collars. They're a little bit of an investment, but I've convinced some of my family members and friends to get them. Here's why. It's got GPS on it. Every once in a blue moon, my dog gets loose, right? Like it happened when I had dogs before, it happens now. And it's got GPS that pings on them. And so that is, if these things I think are around like $180 on sale or whatever, but that one time your dog gets away, I think it was worth it.
Pays for itself.
So the other thing that I thought was very cool about these smart collars, I sent Denny some screenshots. So it does, like your Apple Watch or your phone, it does steps per day, your nap time, all of that. So Denny's will show it. So I'm in a competition because I allowed it access to my contacts. So my friends that have the same collar, whether they live in New York or Texas or whatever, it shows the steps, the walks, and I'm in competition with some of my friends that have dogs as well. The reason I put it on, other than to be dramatic, is it's got this light. So if you're walking, like at night, like I was driving into the neighborhood, I saw some people walking dogs. One lady had like a dim flashlight. it's just
lights up for the dog.
lights up for the dogs. It's another safety thing. Tells you where dog parks are in the area. It's just something fun. It's a tech thing that I've just been experimenting with, and it's been a real value add. It's actually motivated me in a cheesy way to walk my dogs more, because some of my best friends that have the collar were in like steps and like their ranking. So anyways, I think it's a good
Hey,
time.
you can see a picture of your dog there too. I got
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it. Oh, it's on the internet. It's on the big
Sailor.
screen. Sailor.
Sailor,
Adorable.
cutie.
Gosh. Oh, look at that snout.
He's a menace.
Oh, I want that snout. I love it. That's good stuff, Mr. Beckett.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know such technology existed.
Yeah, well, my friend, their cat keeps on getting kind of
Well,
like
that's a good move for a cat, for sure.
it will like they let it go in and out of the house, and sometimes they get real freaked out if it's gone for a little bit longer. So they put a little smart collar, so they always know where the cat is.
That's pretty good. Yeah, we used to just let our cats out with reckless abandon, and then they would just come back when they were hungry.
Yeah, drink from the hose.
Yeah.
Don't be talking about letting your cats out.
yeah.
People get mad about that. Let's get into another little conversation we got going on here. Someone wrote to us do you remember when I talked about this, Denny's, on the KVJ show? There was a weird helicopter moment in my backyard.
Oh, yeah.
So I was naked out in my backyard, and this is at the time where I had my wolf area in a little corner, and all of a sudden, this helicopter's at nighttime, and this helicopter is right over me, and it starts to hover, and then it shines a light on me.
You're like, bro.
And I'm naked. I'm going, oh my gosh, it's all going down. Why is this helicopter doing this? No one's going to believe me. No one's going to see this shit. So I got this email that said, Jason, they were watching you. They have infrared helmets with lenses and also cameras. I'm sure they were just looking for someone and came across you while you were naked out in your backyard. I dated one of the helicopter pilots and learned all about what they do, and they do this. So this is a thing where you can be out in your backyard. You could be naked. You could be peeing. You could be jerking it. You could be guarding, whatever you're doing.
Standard outside stuff.
And a helicopter could be looking at that ass, Beckett.
They probably saw you. They're looking for a criminal or something. They saw you and they go, oh, dude, check this out.
It was horrifying.
Well, I can imagine.
Remember that other time we were walking Chewy together?
And it was following us.
Yes, there was a loaf
It was just
flying
following us. I was like, what the hell is this thing doing?
I go, Denny's, that's not following us. We had just smoked a bowl, so we were super paranoid.
Super paranoid.
That would make my morning if that video was on the morning news.
Me and Denny's freaking. Yeah, well, that's almost as bad as the time me and Denny's were working on music, and we just hear boom, 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 boom. We hit
dropped
the
to the
deck.
floor.
We start doing the army crawl
to the window.
We were on the ground for, I want to say, 8 minutes, and then I think one of us goes, wait a minute. I think it's 4th of July today.
I think those are fireworks.
Yeah.
We forgot it was the 4th of July. We were working on music.
It was the 4th of July back then.
That's hilarious.
I know we've told that story before, but it's just fun to tell.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody have anything else they want to add tonight?
The only thing I want to add is I just opened up in person. I have a couple slots for this Saturday at the Barnes & Noble in Boynton Beach. If anyone's interested, you can either find me on Facebook at Readings by Vicki, Vickie, or email me at nancy38drew@aol.com.
She does great work. There's a palm reader that wants to talk to you.
Okay.
I think she wants to have a psychic off. I do notice when I meet psychics, they kind of have... They want to gunsling a little bit. I want to talk to Vicki. Meet her at
Okay.
noon.
Yeah, whatever. Bring it. Bring it. I'm the opposite. Like, if I meet somebody that has ability, I'm, like, so excited that I've just met somebody. I'm like, oh, my gosh, what can you tell me? And blah, blah, blah. I'm the opposite of that.
If somebody's got, next level ability, can you see it? Or do you have to kind of hang with them for a bit?
Well, I identify ability in people that I read for that may not necessarily have, honed in on their skills and have developed it. My shaman always told me that you can only read your level and below. So if I were to read someone off the charts, supposedly I wouldn't be able to, because I can only read from my level down.
How do you jump a level? And that's the one thing I think people keep asking us.
Just keep doing it.
Keep doing,
Just
but
keep doing
what
it.
what do you keep doing?
You just actively keep doing readings.
So
It's
if,
like any kind of muscle. It's like any kind of practice. It's like a musical instrument. You just keep doing it.
can you practice on people you know, or should it be with strangers?
I did it when I first figured out that I might have the ability. I had Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe.
Bobby
I
Joe.
was waiting for that. I had her just get a bunch of people, and a lot of them were out of state, and I didn't even know the person's name. She would just say, "Yeah, you're getting a call at 7." I'm like, "Cool," and so I don't read for people that I'm super close with because I have prior knowledge. That's cheating. But that whole year that I did free readings, I did it with complete strangers.
Okay, let's say Beckett's from New York. He comes down, never met him before, and I would like to work on my practicing the abilities here. What do? I sit him down?
You sit him down and you ask, like, say he has a specific question. What I always tell people all the time, I play this game with people. I call it the 2-second game. I start asking people questions and you don't have time to think. It's the first thing that flies out of your mouth. And if you're more than 2 seconds, I'm throwing out your answer because that means that's your intuition that's working.
Are you saying as the psychic,
Yeah.
if you within 2 seconds you should kind of get your answer?
Well, no, not. I'm saying when I'm teaching people how to develop their gift.
Got ya.
Because I'm teaching them to separate their brain from their intuition and their gift. So we do the 2-second game. You know, sometimes it's yes or no. Sometimes it's, multiple choice, whatever.
or-
Yeah.
yes.
So we just do it.
I kind of knew you were going to say that. I was working on my gift.
But yeah, that's how I tell people. You just have to keep practicing and stop doubting yourself. When I stopped saying, well, I know this sounds silly, but, well, I think maybe, when I started making declarative sentences, well, there's a guy over there standing in the corner who's got, black hair and blah, blah, blah. When I said it with confidence and didn't hesitate, it just grew and grew.
Wow. What do you think, chat room? You want to come on over and have me give you a little reading, work on my gift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, we could actually
Something kind of carnal. That's what I meant.
yeah. If you're willing, I can arrange some pictures and we can do them live on the show.
A little boot camp, a little psychic boot camp
Yeah.
for the bird. I'd like to try to up this game.
And that's how I start with a lot of people that are developing. I start with picture reading with them.
Okay, I love it. Look at this.
I love it.
I'm getting my trainings.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, no, you sound pumped. Well, I think that's all we got for tonight, guys. Thank you all for listening. We are all very tired. We're all a little beat up. We can tell it's the end of the year.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
not the end of the
It's
year?
almost the end of the
Turkey
year.
tired.
Are you tired because you went too hard on Thanksgiving, or do you think you're tired because it's the end of the year and it's time to take a little break?
Because I went too hard on Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday.
Oh, damn.
Tuesday.
I did the Christmas tree lighting.
I saw your story up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Next
cool.
thing you know, a couple martinis happen. It's
I'm
a
not
little
gonna drink,
later.
and then all of a sudden,
exactly.
5 drinks.
Too tired to go out. Next thing you know.
And what sucks drinking on a weeknight is the first drink, you're like, all right, it's fine. Then by the third drink, you start looking at the clock going, shit, it's 9 o'clock.
And then you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to get tanked.
Gas
You know
pedal.
what?
Gas pedal.
I'll go to the morning show just without any sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sucks sometimes getting up so early when you hungover. It's just the worst.
3:15 is not fun to wake up when you're hungover.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning into the Weird and Whatever. Please send us your emails. Send them to any of our anywhere. You know where we're at.
Yeah, mail at KVJ Show is a good place.
That's a great place.
Mail at KVJShow.com.
Okay, guys. You guys have a great week. We love you all. And Bigfoot is real.
What was that? What? What's that sound? It's aliens and they're living in your town. They have arrived. What? They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared of aliens? Well, you should be. 'Cause